Greetings and welcome to the channel. I wanted to do some research on effective tax rates and the relationship to median household income. With the way our income tax system works, it seems that a large portion of Americans pay little to no federal income tax. Keep in mind, federal income tax does not include Social Security and Medicare taxes. I'm going to use data from the IRS and Census Bureau, along with tax forms and instructions to get a clearer picture. First, I need to go over a few definitions, starting with median household income, which includes pre-tax cash income of the householder and all other people 15 years old and older in the household, whether or not they are related to the householder. Second, median, the point that divides the household income distribution into halves, one half with income above the median and the other with income below the median. The median is based on the income distribution of all households, including those with no income. Lastly, the effective tax rate is calculated by dividing total tax, highlighted in yellow, by adjusted gross income, highlighted in green. This is different from the marginal tax rate, which is the rate at which your next dollar of earnings is taxed. In this example, the marginal tax rate is 12%, but the effective rate is only 2%. I should also mention that median household income includes not only earnings, but unemployment, workers' comp, Social Security, supplemental security income, public assistance, veterans payments, pretty much all types of income, interest, dividends, all of it. The first thing I did was plug median income for 2023 into the 2024 tax form, since 2024 numbers probably won't be out until September, but I don't think they're going to change significantly. As you can see, for an individual, the median was $42,220. And once we figure in the standard deduction of $14,600, they have a taxable income of $27,620. Their tax is $3,083. Their marginal tax rate, or the rate that the next dollar would be taxed, so if they earned $3,084, that 84th dollar would be taxed at 12%. They had no credits in this example, and after credits, so their tax is $3,083, giving us an effective tax rate of 7.3%. This is for somebody earning the median, which would be at the 50% mark for individuals. So an individual earning $42,220 is in the middle of the population. I did the same for households with 0, 1, and 2 dependents. I also calculated this as if they are married filing jointly. So I used the standard deduction for married filing jointly. See, that's $29,200. For 0 dependents, the taxable income is $51,410, giving us a tax of $5,707. Same marginal tax rate of 12%. Tax after credits, $5,707, an effective tax rate of 7.08%. And again, this is for somebody with a couple with 0 dependents at the very top of the lower 50% of income. I did this for 1 dependent and 2 dependents, and you can see the results. The effective tax rate for 1 dependent for a married filing jointly return was 4.6%, and for 2 dependents, all the way down to 2.12%. Using these calculations, a few people are paying just over 7%. I feel confident in saying there are more people earning over the median who pay less than 7% than the other way around. Some other notes that I have that kind of support this. Multiple filers in one household means the median for each filer is probably lower, meaning the effective rate would be lower. Social Security being included means the taxable income would be lower, also decreasing the effective rate. Older taxpayers have a higher standard deduction. And I couldn't find a number, but there are millions of people who actually get refundable credits and therefore have a negative effective rate. I also dug into some IRS stats from 2022. The items in gray are things I calculated from the data. Over 50% of all returns fall between $1 and $75,000. Of these returns, only about 56% were taxable. Note how low the percentage of taxable returns is for incomes under $10,000. Using the average adjusted gross income and average tax, I calculated the average tax rate for each income band shown in yellow. I then multiplied the average tax rate by the percentage of taxable returns to get an average for all returns in each band, which is highlighted in green. Over 22% have an effective tax rate below 2%. Most of these are 0% or even negative if they receive refundable credits such as the EITC or refundable child tax credit. Again, I wasn't able to find numbers on how many filers have a negative effective tax rate, but in 2023, approximately 23 million workers and families received EITC, which is about 14% of all returns. That's the Earned Income Tax Credit. Most people who receive that receive part or all of it as a refundable credit. After this brief look, I feel pretty confident that at least half of taxpayers pay less than a 7% effective tax rate, and almost half of those, or 1/4, pay less than 2%. Furthermore, if approximately 20 million workers and families have refunds in excess of what they paid in, then about 13% have a negative effective tax rate. As always, if you have comments or questions, please leave them below, and remember, if you're going to retire, retire to something.